what I wanted to do today, and against all odds, managed to sit down and record this morning, is to show the millions of other videos and posts and screenshots and photos out there that I'm scrolling through so joyfully, because in the midst of all of the backlash, you keep getting up. And what I want in the midst of all of this media backlash and insane commentary that we're seeing from many powerful people suggesting that this is normal, that it's okay to respond with violence to free speech and to fighting against socialism and to bringing God to the masses. I want people to know, and I want Charlie to know, that you're still there, that you're still getting up, that you're still fighting and still speaking the truth, even when it's hard, because that's exactly what he would be telling you to do today. So we've compiled a whole bunch of examples. I put out a big ask on my social media yesterday asking Turning Point USA activists and students from across the country to send in your videos, your photos, your tweets, your videos on social media and everything beyond college campuses for what you are doing to respond to this and to say enough with the backlash, enough with the fear. We're tired of hiding. We're going to be proud of what we believe in. And we wanted to share those with you today to honor the important work that is so much harder than people like me sitting in a studio and broadcasting. I mean, relatively speaking, what we do is incredibly easy. What's hard is standing up in a sea of people who want you to shut up and to say, we believe in God, we believe in our country, we believe in this movement, and we believe in Charlie Kirk. The first one I came across a few days ago was, of course, from one of Charlie's favorite places in the world, Liberty University, who organized a gorgeous prayer vigil, just spontaneously, of students gathering together to hug one another, to cry together, and to mourn the loss of this giant that we will never be the same without.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Charlie loved Liberty so much, and he loved the students on that campus and around the country so much. In fact, we were both scheduled to appear there in a few weeks at an event late October put on by Liberty University's Freedom Center, which he helped to found. But it's not just isolated to this campus. What I'm seeing on social media is an outpouring of love and encouragement and support and fearlessness from students all over the country. I saw this tweet from my alma mater at Colorado State, where we had one of those very first speaking engagements with Charlie Kirk all those years ago, of students courageously standing on campus to say that the left wing that is responding to this so negatively is a cult. What a powerful statement. And that Charlie Kirk is a hero. He died a hero, and is something that we should all remember and all continue to tell our peers courageously, fearlessly, and standing above the crowd. These prayer vigils and these signs and these protests are sweeping the nation. And I truly could show you 400 clips on the episode today, but from coast to coast, from north to south, everywhere in this country and around the world, as you'll see, people are connecting with one another. They're banding together. They're praising God for this opportunity to speak the truth. And we're giving it all back to him, even in the midst of our grief, to say, together we will take the next step forward. Here's one from Drake University's campus.
Iowa college students are coming together to condemn the violence and express their sadness over Kirk's violent death. Drake University college Republicans hosted a vigil on campus tonight. It was specifically for members of the Drake community. We spoke to the president of the organization, who says she was touched by tonight's turnout.
There's a lot of division, but there's also a lot of love out there. And I think at the end of the day, we need to find a way to get to that love. And we need to learn how to have respectful dialogues across the aisle.
During that event, members of the community shared their feelings about the violence and about Kirk's impact on politics.
How about this one from East Carolina University?
Students gathered on ECU's campus Wednesday evening, bowing their heads and holding candles close as they reflected on the life of 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist who was known for energizing young conservatives as the founder of Turning Point USA, a youth organization.
What we saw today was evil. It was absolutely despicable. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. It was horrible, and it should never happen again, and I really hope that this wakes a lot of people up.
It was last October that Kirk held an event on ECU's campus. Some students in the crowd Wednesday night shared their thoughts on a rise in political violence and called for people to come together.
I hope that we can, as a chapter and as a country, come together and say, this is totally unacceptable. You cannot kill those who you disagree with. We need to have moments like this where we can all come together and discuss with each other the problems that we all face, because we're never going to get anywhere by attacking each other, by fighting violently.
One local lawmaker who previously worked alongside Kirk while president for the Turning Point chapter at ECU says the focus should be on preventing incidents like this one from happening again.
I think the biggest thing we can do is just try and prevent these things in the future with just dialogue, and obviously use your words and not try and harm people physically, because that seems to be the biggest thing nowadays.
Thank you, Austin and Wyatt, and every single student on your campus just wanting to bring people together. And that's exactly what I've seen in the last few days. Despite everything, despite what can only be described as the darkest of times and the enemies of truth and the enemies of goodness doing everything they can to divide us, we've come together in a very powerful way. And I've received directly thousands of DMs from you in the last 12 hours or so with photos and videos from the events that you're putting on your college campuses. I know many, many more are planned for tonight, but these personal messages that I've gotten from all of you, thanking Charlie, thanking everyone involved with TPUSA for igniting this spark within you, is so humbling and so grounding. And all of you chapter presidents out there, club founders, young people with a public image on your college campus, it might not be to 1 million people or to a blue check mark on social media, but it is to your community. And it's hard to put yourself out there. That inspiration you felt from Charlie, your community feels from you too. And the people in your club feel from you too. So thank you to everyone who has continued to send in this footage. And please continue doing this tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Here are just some of the videos I got in my direct inbox from all of you. This one's from Texas A&M. And California Baptist University. Wow. Oh, this is hard, but it's amazing. I'm so inspired by you guys. Southern Methodist University in Texas. Wow. And here in the DC area, the Catholic University of America. This isn't just isolated to TPUSA chapters, although I know you guys are truly the ones on the front lines. So thank you for that. And thank you for continuing your courage and your advocacy to your community. But we're also seeing a lot of this stem from the Greek life community across campus, where photos are going viral all over social media of all people, frat bros, taking it upon themselves to make homemade signs to hang out the windows of their beautiful fraternity houses to pray for Charlie, for his family, and for this continued movement in our country, like this one. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And they quote him so beautifully. If you want to be a rebel on a college campus, fight for freedom. There are tons of other examples with signs saying, pray for the Kirk family, pray for America, and this powerful grounding in something bigger than ourselves, to remind myself that we are one nation under God, to remind our communities of that. And it immediately brings me back to the iconic moment photographed at UNC Chapel Hill last year, where the fraternity brothers gathered together in the midst of one of these scuffle campus events to hold up the American flag above their heads to make sure that it would never be ripped down or to touch the ground. That photo, we all called back then the photo of the year, which is crazy because I believe that was March or April of last year. And think of how many things happened in 2024 that ultimately ended up being the next photo of the year and the next photo of the year, like when Donald Trump was shot at a rally, or when we won the election, or Charlie's absolute ecstatic joy on his face filming his podcast on election night, knowing that we did it, that this was worth it, that we saved the country. And that's what I'm seeing from all of you in our country, on our college campuses. That's what I'm seeing from our courageous student leaders on campuses across the country. And if you haven't already had a Turning Point USA chapter started on your campus, now is the time. You watching this video today, you never know where this journey might take you. And you'd be shocked how many people in Congress, how many people in media, how many people in leadership across our country got their start through Turning Point USA chapters as well. But it's time for that to be even stronger than it ever has been before.